Hey guys, how we doing tonight? I love coming to Owego. I love the restaurants and the shops and the random big ass strawberry down the street. Funny enough, it's a small world. My boyfriend's brother actually carved the original one 10 years ago. So that little small world connection. So go Owego. A little bit about me. For one, very important fact, I'm actually banned from Tinder. I know you look at me, I look pretty calm and decent, but then you think of what you've seen on Tinder or what you've heard about Tinder, and apparently I'm worse than all of that. So I also like that there's probably 40 different opinions of who I am as a person right now, and we'll see what you think by the end of the show. Another favorite website, which is really going to throw you all off, is AARP because their game pages have such a fabulous font size that I can actually see what I'm doing. Speaking of organizations with letters, I think most of my family and friends might need AA. And I'll tell you why. My sister and I were planning a surprise party for our parents, and one thing we were trying to figure out is how much booze do you need for a party, right? You know, a small gathering, get a case or two, whatever, but we were talking 40 people, and we wanted to, like, do the whole thing. So I Googled it, and Google said 1.5 to 2 beers per person. Yeah, thank you. My first thought was, how boring are most people that that's going to get them through? And my second thought was, are my family and friends just a bunch of overachievers?
Yes.
They are. Want to test the waters a little bit and see how you guys all are about some hippie shit. How do we feel about hippie shit? Okay, all right. And I mean tree hugging. We're not getting into politics yet. I don't want to depress the room. This is Owego, not Ithaca, right? But I'm talking about how we're all living in a matrix and none of this is real. Anyone there with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple?
Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't even know what the fuck I mean by that. But what I do know is we could be playing in nature and eating fruit and frolicking or any other F word you can think of. But instead we have credit scores and mortgages, and it costs more money every time you leave the house on a daily basis. So until my boss and my mortgage company agree that none of this is real, I'm stuck working and paying absurd grocery bills like you all. But I love getting up on stage and doing, laughing with new friends. So thanks for having me. Thanks. Oh, that was nice. I love talking about aging when I get up here. How do we feel about aging? Okay, thank you.
Can't stop it.
Some people are scared of it. That's okay. So I turned 40 last year, and on my birthday, the last fuck I had to give went flying out the window, just like a little birdie, just gone. And I think we're conditioned to think that aging sucks because companies obviously make a lot more money if we think we're decrepit versus if we like what we see. But I think aging is awesome. It's something that's denied to too many people, and we can have a lot of fun with it. But I will say there are some downsides to it. Like when you're in your 20s, you can go out drinking with your friends and crash on their couch after, use a textbook as a pillow and a wet dish rag as your blanket, and you're good to go to work in the morning, right? You're gross, but you're good to go. Now that I'm a mature 41-year-old, my room has to be 62 degrees. I have to have the window open, but the fan on. I have to have one leg outside of the cover for regulation. And God forbid my pillows are not perfect or I'm gonna have a stiff neck for at least 4 days, right? Yeah. But that's because I'm a woman. If you're a man, like my boyfriend, you fall asleep mid-sentence the second your head hits the pillow. Yes, thank you. It's a man thing. Then you've got the daily activity injuries where something you've done your entire life now can harm you. I was reaching just for my seatbelt recently, and all of a sudden something happened and every check engine light in the upper right quadrant just went off, like just dead. And for the next week, one of my favorite pleasures was denied to me because it was too painful. Ladies, what's the best thing about getting home at the end of the day? Taking off your bra. Yes. It hurt for a fucking week. Why didn't my boyfriend do it for me? Ooh, indeed. Speaking of my boyfriend, he got to have the dreaded colonoscopy for the first time recently. This poor man, he knows this is coming. You would not understand how exciting it can be for the other person to deal with this. It was hilarious. It was the first time I realized what a masochist he is, and I'll tell you why. So the night before, you're fasting, you're prepping, you're doing all the fun stuff. This man wanted nothing more than to watch food challenges on YouTube. Like eat a 20-pound pizza in 45 minutes or get your money back. That's all he wanted. It was a little disturbing. But the next day comes, we go to the hospital, they do their thing because they do that every single day. Can't imagine. And all he wanted afterwards was, please take me to get some food. And I'll preface this with saying this man doesn't really eat much in the way of carbs, to the point it was a red flag for me when we first started dating. I love carbs. But we went on the most epic carb-load adventure you could possibly imagine. He ordered a bread bowl filled with fondue as an appetizer. Delicious. I'm all for this. Burger and fries. He eats half my burger and fries, and you all would be giving him food if you saw the look of joy on his face as he just ate and ate. It was hilarious. And so I've decided we have an untapped potential here for creative first dates. Hear me out. So, you've run out of ideas, you don't know what to do as a first date anymore. Imagine you're the kind soul that takes someone for their first colonoscopy. Safety first. And when it's done, you go on this epic food adventure where you're both so happy and like seeing the light in each other's eyes that obviously the next step is marriage. And if and when that happens, I want an invite to that wedding. Or I want to be in the vows. Either one. What else about aging? Parenting definitely gets tougher the older you get, right? Any parents in the room?
No.
Okay. All right. How many kids? One? Smart lady. I'm there too.
He's 16.
16. Fair enough.
Yeah. We have 6.
6 drinks. They broke free. Someone get over here quick. 6. Okay, yeah, I wanted 2 to 3, and then I had 1, and I was like, that's good. I'm good. So, some of you may not know, but if you are of the age 35 or older when you're pregnant, they call that a geriatric pregnancy. You know that a man had to have coined that term. Because no woman would have the audacity to tell a hormonal mom-to-be that anything about her is geriatric, right? No, but parenting, when I was growing up, 80s, early 90s, I think the bar was set low. It was survival. Like, did your kid survive, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you think like the metal slides that we used to get 3rd-degree burns going down?
Yeah.
Or my dad blow drying my hair after a bath, and I'm sitting right there, and he's got the blow dryer in one hand. Right in my face. And I don't blame him. That was the thing. If I was a parent in the 80s, I'd probably have really big hair and be smoking too. I don't know. But now we have to not only worry about their physical health, are they drinking enough water, screen time, all of this stuff. We have to worry about their mental health too. Are you kidding me? I was never taught about emotions or how to regulate them. Has anyone in this room received that education? No. Now, my 5-year-old is taunting me, he might be kicking me, and I need to remain zen and model behaviors for him. Talk about needing a drink after, my goodness. This shit's tough. But then I look around at like generations of, behavioral health, mental health issues that have been unaddressed, and I'm not pointing to you all, this is a general. I'm not pointing right at you, I promise. But I'm like, this is a valid fight. Like, this is something worth fighting for, so that's fine. And kids do have excuses. I mean, they say their brains are not fully developed or whatever bullshit.
Right.
But they also process life differently. Like, there's kid math and there's mom math, right? Kid math is like, okay, daylight savings, you're all excited that extra hour of sleep. But the kid wakes up 2 hours early. thus depriving you of joy. Kid math is taking my child to the lake all day, and he's playing with his cousins and swimming and boating and all sorts of junk food. But when I get home and say it's bedtime, he says, "Oh,
Yeah.
worst day ever." Kid math is waking up at 5:15 on a Sunday morning repeatedly, but acting like a feral animal when I have to wake him up at 6:45 for school on Monday. Mom math is thinking that 6:45 a.m. is sleeping in. Mom math is telling your kid, 1 cupcake's enough after dinner, honey. And then as soon as he's asleep and you get stoned, eating at least 2. And mom math is also telling your child, we'll see about something, and you know there is 0% chance of that thing happening. No.
Just to ward them off.
Yes.
I'm asking you.
Yes. And I do see some of the men looking confused. This is very similar to wife math. It really is. Yeah. That's all I got tonight, guys. Thank you so much.